we wanted to go into the next round without any doubt. But I think it was today also like to find the right balance. And for that, of course, we expected that this game would be perhaps even more difficult. And I think it was possible to win this game. So I don't want to criticize my team too much in the first half. Yeah, we were, of course, not that fluent, not that dominant like we were in the last league games. But that's quite normal when you rotate several times and several players were the first time after long-term injuries on the pitch, and of course they can't be there in this best rhythm. And if you have 4 or 5 of these players on the pitch, and also the team is not at its best, I got the feeling, it was still a possibility to win this game. And of course, we should have defended the situation before we concede the goal, more greedy, more aggressive, and also to track the men down in our own box. And also in the last 30 minutes. Of course, we had the chance anyhow to equalize. Przemysław Placheta 1-1. The goalkeeper just hit the crossbar. Emi Buendia, great chance. It was possible to win this game, and for that we are disappointed, no doubt without this. So without any doubt. So we wanted to go into the next round, but there were a few problems too much today in order to win this game. And for that, I think we have to say congratulations to Barnsley, and we have to accept the loss today.
One of the problems, of course, a potential injury to Jordan Hugill. Can you tell us how serious that one looks?
Yes, we expect him to be out for a little while, if I'm honest, because he felt a pain during a sprint and looks like a hamstring injury. Of course, this was also one of these problems there. We had to play already without Timo Pukki and Adam Ida, and also right now without Jordan Hugill, who was in a good shape after the last games. And then, to play with Tyrese Omotoye, he's a good lad, and also he deserved his chance. It was then difficult for him, for such a young lad to come into such a game, more or less our striker number 4, and to have his first proper minutes, more or less in such a difficult game. It says a lot about our situation today. It's not that easy then to turn a game more or less with your striker number 4, and for that, no accusations to Tyrese. I think also for him, quite good that he has his first minutes under his belt. So we are all disappointed as a team because we wanted to go through to the next round. But again, today, I think too many odds were a bit against us. And for that, again, we take this disappointment, and we will also be disappointed for the next 2 days. But after that, we draw a line on it, and then we'll fully focus on the league.
You've got, we know Pukki injured at the moment. Adam Ida isn't fit. And now Jordan Hugill. I suppose you must be pleased you've got a free week now to try and get a striker fit for the game next Saturday.
Yes, that's right. We desperately need this. We have shown that we can find some solutions during the season, but it's a tricky situation with all the COVID cases, with injuries of key players, and so far so good in the league. We were capable to handle many situations, and like I mentioned, so it's important to keep going, especially during these times, especially in the league, because you never know what happens during this really difficult season. And there is hope that Timo Pukki and perhaps also Adam Ida will be available for the Middlesbrough games. We also have to wait for the assessment of Jordan Hugill. I hope it's not too bad, but it's pretty likely that he will miss them probably also the next few games. And for that, yes, we desperately need Timo and also Adam back in order to give ourselves a better chance and also to be more successful than we were today.
Can I ask you, the transfer window will be closing next week. Will you be glad when it does because of the interest, obviously, in some of your players?
No, we are quite relaxed, and we're not forced, and all our key players are under long-term contracts. So we're not scared that the transfer window is open. We're not scared in the summer, and also not right now. So for that, doesn't play such a big topic. So it's more like it was a good window for us because we were able to sign an important position with Janulis, a really good left back option, and for that, I'm quite pleased with this window so far.
Daniel.
Yes, Paddy. Hi.
Not to be today, but as you say, in the bigger picture, you've got minutes into Hernandez, Dowell, Rupp as well. Will that be, when the dust settles, possibly the main thing from this game, that you've got some key time on the pitch into your fringe players, which will be important for the league moving forward?
Yes, it was important today. So we got the feeling it's more or less the last chance that we give Onel Hernandez. He was out for 3.5 months. He desperately needed game time, and of course he's not in in his best rhythm, how he can be, but he needed this minutes also on a difficult pitch. The same with Kieran Dowell after he was out for such a long time. Same with Lucas Rupp. He can be in the spotlight, especially because you don't know how the situation with Kenny McLean develops. So he desperately needed minutes after being out for 7 weeks, and also for Przemysław Placheta after his muscle injury. I think it was just his second start in the appearance in the starting lineup, also important. And we knew before, if you have one player who's not in his best rhythm on the pitch, you can compensate this. To have then perhaps 4 or 5 players on this level. Also for Tim, it was more or less just a second appearance after he was out for such a long time. So Tim Krul. So it was important to give them some game time. And also for Oliver Skipp, who nearly played each and every minute. For Emi Buendia, who is always big pressure on his shoulders. It was important also to rest a few players. We still got the feeling we brought a pretty strong starting lineup on the pitch, and also, for example, we played with our normal back 4. Jordan Hugel also played up front. I think we gave ourselves a chance to win this game, but in the end, you have to say, okay, Barnsley went a bit more from their lineup for it, and were a bit more focused in the key moments of the game, and for that we have to accept the loss. We're not happy, so we wanted to go into the next round, but in the bigger picture, I think it was important to give several players game time, because we desperately need Onel Hernandez, Kieran Dowell, Lucas Rupp, all the others back on the best level in order to help us in also like in the final stages of the season for them. Yeah, valuable minutes, although we are disappointed.
We're going back to the strikers. Are you reasonably confident Timu will be fit for next week? I mean, that clearly has been the plan why he hasn't featured maybe the last 2 or 3 games. And obviously, he's probably going to be needed now, isn't he, with Jordan out?
We have no guarantee, but we have good signs. So it progressed pretty well in the last days, and there's definitely hope that he can join us in team training next week at any point next week. Perhaps not in the first days of next week, but it's pretty. I would label it. I'm careful, optimistic that he can start. Also with Adam Ida, it looks that he can be back also pretty soon. So I hope the situation in general will ease up. And yeah, with Jordan, we have to wait a little bit what the assessment brings.
Final one for me. It's probably hypothetical because you need to assess completely where Jordan's at, how many games he's going to miss. But if it was bad news, would you have to think about the market again, do you feel, between now and the end of the window in terms of the striker positions?
Yes, but it's a difficult market. So to get a player, especially also a striker, for example, who is in his full rhythm and who is also available, it's not easy to find during January. So like I mentioned before, we had, I think we desperately need a left fullback. We're still watching out if there is something on the goalkeeper market, perhaps a centre back, but also on all other positions. So we won't fall asleep, and we have to make sure that we react perhaps even short term. So for that, yes, we won't fall asleep. But I hope that the injury of John Newell is not too bad, that he's out for months, that he will miss the whole season. I expect it's perhaps a question of days, perhaps weeks, but hopefully not that long. And if the outcome is then really not the worst, I expect him perhaps to miss the Middlesbrough game, but hopefully not much more. We will have to wait a little bit, but if he can be back pretty soon, and then we have hopefully also Timo Pukki and Adam Ida back to fitness, I don't think we'll do any panic buy or something like this. So for that, also in this terms, we are carefully optimistic.